Hey, happy day 716 of What's She Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, also known as Pajama Grandma. That would be me. And I'm sharing my journey from the offline brick and mortar world, corporate America for decades, more than I want to admit, decades in corporate America, more decades running my own businesses in lots of different industries and lots of different businesses. The plethora, serial entrepreneurs, we tend to go through a course of all these different businesses before we land on the thing that feels right for us. I don't know if it's because we're high energy, OCD, ADD, whatever letters and acronyms we want to use to describe ourselves, but it is this journey that we seem to go on. Well, I decided a few years ago that I was going to go from the offline brick and mortar world, the corporate world, to the online world, because I want to do what I want, when I want, where I want, wearing what I want, normally my pajamas, not today, but usually my pajamas, and hanging out with the people that I wanted to hang out with, doing and serving the people that I wanted to serve. So I started this journey. It was over 716 days ago. I just got brave enough 716 days ago to actually do Facebook live videos, or to do live videos. If you might be seeing or hearing me on my podcast or on YouTube or wherever, but I was not willing to step out of my comfort zone enough prior to that to talk to anybody, much less, online. Offline, not a problem, but online, for some reason, it just seemed so scary and so different and so daunting. Now, there are a lot of differences between the offline and the online world, but there's a lot more similarities than there are differences. Business is business, people are people. The way we behave and interact, the way we want to be treated is pretty much the same, either offline or online. I think that there's this belief of this like buffer or bubble of protection when you're online, that you can say and do whatever you want. It's like when email first came out, if you remember when that was. I actually remember when that was. People would say things in email that they would never ever say to your face. They would CC everybody in the company and say stuff that was just ridiculous. Now people feel like they have that same protection on social media, which is absolutely positively BS. I mean, the biggest thing that people need to remember is the way you act and behave at any time shows everyone else in the world who you really are. So, do we all have bad days and good days? Yes. Do we all get grumpy sometimes? Do I yell at the dog sometimes because she won't stop barking? Absolutely. And I thought the other day, oh my God, if somebody saw me tell this dog to shut up, they would think I'm a crazy person. And so then I backed off and I'm like, do I really need to get upset at the dog, or do I just need to put her in another room or ask her to be quiet, right? And not get upset about it. Because the more upset I get, the more she barks. The more she barks, the more upset I get. It's kind of a catch-22. It's kind of a self-fulfilling, downward spiraling process. So I remember thinking, oh my God, people would think I'm a crazy person when I yell at the dog. Why would I yell at the dog? Well, it doesn't do any good, right? But we do the same thing on social media. We show people exactly who we are by the comments, by the things we say, by the things we do, by the things we support. We think that everybody is, and it's true. Most people are so busy worrying about and living their own life, they don't really pay attention to you. But there are a group of people out there that will pay attention to you, positively or negatively, and both, actually. If you are being yourself and standing up for what you believe in, and talking and sharing what you know and who you are with the world, people are going to comment. They're going to judge. They're going to comment good. They're going to comment bad. It doesn't really matter. It's all about you being you and serving who we're here to serve the world. So Catch-22 was the topic of my Supersize Your Business discussion today, and I probably am another person that would misinterpret and misuse the expression Catch-22. Of course, Catch-22 is from the 1961, at least published in 1961, novel by Joseph Heller that describes the situation in World War II where soldiers were, in a loop of not being able to win. There was a catch called Catch-22 that said if you claimed that you were insane to get out of flying dangerous missions, it automatically proved that you were sane, because you'd be insane not to want to get out of flying those dangerous missions. So it was this Catch-22, no matter what you said. If you said you were insane, you wouldn't be grounded because you were automatically sane. If you didn't claim that you were insane. You were obviously insane and would have to fly the missions either way. So either way, you had to fly the dangerous missions, whether you thought you were insane or claimed you were insane or not. No matter what, you still had to fly these missions because it was the Catch-22. Now, what are some examples of Catch-22s that we experience in our daily lives? Thinking that we can't afford something, or believing that you have to have money to make money. That's a Catch-22. If I believe I have to have money to make money, I have to figure out a way to have money in order to make money. It's a circular reference on a Catch-22. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Heads I win, tails you lose. One of my favorites is the closing statement that high-ticket closers use to say, well, you know, you think you can't afford to invest in yourself, but you can't afford not to invest in yourself. Things like that. So I love the expression Catch-22, but I realize that it's more of a of the factors surrounding a situation that make any solution impossible than it is describing a difficulty or a problem or a challenge. And my challenge to the group was, can you create an offer that is so irresistible and so good for your ideal clients that it's a Catch-22 for them? They're crazy not to take advantage of your offer. And that's, to be honest, that's what all of us should be creating in our offers when we're helping other people and serving people in the world. If we create an offer and we provide so much value that they're crazy not to do it, that's a positive way of creating a Catch-22 for people instead of against people, right? I like to twist things and turn them from the negative to the positive. It's kind of my thing. So Catch-22 today. Today is day 9 of my Challenges Secrets Challenge, and it's a secret what's about today. But today 9, and then today's day 9, tomorrow's day 10, and we'll wrap it up tomorrow. And then I will be revamping that a little bit, cleaning it up, dusting it off, and doing it live at least once, probably a couple of times, to try out the whole live launch method and see how that works to attract the people that I want to serve to me. So watch over the next couple of weeks. I will probably do a little more promoting for this challenge and actually promote it and get it out there, set up a group for it. I don't know if I'll do it on my Thrive Challenge page or if I'll do it somewhere else. I haven't decided all that yet, but that's a quick and easy decision. That's part of my Challenges Secrets thing. I was doing it as I'm doing the challenge, but I got sidetracked doing other people's challenges, which is very inherent in why this is day 716 and we're still chatting about transitioning from the offline to online world. I, like everybody else, have a tendency to get down little rabbit holes that don't necessarily keep me in line. But these are in line with what I'm doing this year in 2020 with vision and focus. So it's cool to learn about the next thing that you need to learn. So I'm just working on the next thing that I'm implementing. I'm actually implementing as I'm learning it, which is kind of a cool way to do it. It's faster and easier than learning a whole bunch of stuff and then trying it, learning a whole bunch of stuff and then trying it. It's a lot better to learn a little, apply, learn a little, apply, learn a little, apply. So that's what I'm working on for that. Fun, I realize I'm still not at all fun on day 7, so I'm curious to see how my transformation is over the course of this 365-day fun challenge, doing one fun thing every day. I guess I know I'm not very fun anymore. Over the last decade especially, since my sudden cardiac arrest, I have lightened up and been a lot less stressful, but I am nowhere near fun. So I'm all about finding some more fun in my life this year, and I would love if you would join me. I'm doing that only on my Pajama Grandma page this year. But this first 7 days, I've been putting it on YouTube and doing other things. I haven't decided if I'm going to keep putting it on YouTube or not and sharing it out there, or if I'm just going to put it on the Pajama Grandma page, Pajama Grandma group, and that's the only place you'll see it. I'll just record it on the Pajama Grandma page, and I don't think that's a good spot for it. I think it has to go in the group. So I might be transitioning that from the page to the group and recording in the group, but the problem with recording in the group is then you can't share it in everybody. There's all kinds of, Facebook, whenever it's not your platform, there's rules and regulations and guidelines you have to follow. Kind of a catch-22, right? I want to build my business on Facebook, but I don't own Facebook, so they could shut me down at any time. That is a real catch-22, right? That is a real, you could be out of business tomorrow if you don't have a contingency and a backup plan for that. So that's it. That's all I've got to say. I would love to know what you think about the expression catch-22. If you've ever felt like you were in a catch-22, a lot of times I think that we create our own catch-22s. In my marriage, I felt like I was in a catch-22 and I couldn't get out. It was better to be in a marriage where you were unhappy, You know, better the devil I know than the devil I don't. Better to stay in a marriage for the kids and then wait till they're older and get divorced than to be divorced and struggle with that. You know, was that true or not? I don't know. I'll never know because I waited till my kids were older and was unhappy for a couple of decades and then got divorced, right? I've been in jobs where I stayed way too long, believing that I had to stay there for the security, only to be laid off a couple years later, right? I was staying because I wanted the security, but then I got laid off. Now that feels like a catch-22 to me too. So, would love to know what you think about catch-22s, if you felt or experienced them, or really experienced them. There are policies and procedures that companies and businesses and governments and organizations set up that are true catch-22s. There's no way you can win. One that I'm thinking of, actually, that just popped in my head is the cycle of poverty is a catch-22, at least in America, and especially for the elderly. The Social Security, disability cycle of you only get this much money, but if you make any money, then you don't get this money, and most people, or your medications, and most people that are in that situation are so dependent on getting the medical coverage and care that they're afraid to go out and make any money, because if they make any money, then they lose their benefits. And it's this vicious cycle, catch-22. If you make any money, you lose your benefits. If you lose your benefits, you have to have, you know, some people tens of thousands of dollars a month to pay for the medications that they need to survive. So it's a real life or death catch-22. So that's it. I'd love to know what you think about that. If I can help you in any way, hit me up in the comments below. Look for it's not going to be called Challenges Secrets. That was my .com and my title for my book. But I'm thinking now, after what I've learned over the last 10 days, I may call the live challenge something different. I've still got challengesecrets.com, and I will write the book Challenges Secrets, but I might call my live challenges something different. So look for that. I'll tell you here, or I'll actually be advertising it and communicating it better than I ever have in the past. Woo, something new. All right, have an amazing day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye. Catch you tomorrow.